start over here. Go real quick. We're going to start over here. Tanu Rabbanon. Bisman Shiso Shurim Bitzar. Yud Aleph. It's about 10 lines from the top. Tanu Rabbanon. Bisman Shiso Shurim Bitzar. Pirshe Echod Mehen. And a person goes and he's like oblivious to it. He separated himself from the tzibur. Bon Shnei Malchei Asharas Shem Lavan Lo Lo Odom. Two malachim normally accompany a person. Nichen Lo Yedei Al Rosh V'Omrim. They put their hand on Al Rosh V'Omrim. Ploni Zeh Shepirsh Min Atzibur Al Yirah Bin Nechomas Atzibur. Right? He will not see Nechomas Atzibur. It's interesting, you know. Normally we speak about putting hands on heads always within the context of bracha. Here you find this is within the context of a klola. You understand? They put their hands on his head to communicate that it seems to be effective. Tanya Idoch Bisman Shatzibur Shori Bitzar Adiyom Odom Elich Lebeis V'Ochel V'Eshte V'Sholom Alecha Nafshi Mos Kain Akosov V'Omer V'Hinei Sosan V'Simcha Horog Boker. It says Hinei Sosan V'Simcha Horog Boker Shchot Tzon Echol Boso Shtos Yain Echol V'Shoso Kimocha Nomos. This is, you know, eat, drink, be merry, for tomorrow you shall die. That's what person says. Maksiv Basrei V'Nigle Ba'oznei Hashem Tzvodos Yimichu Ba'orv Nazel Lochem At Musun. Ad kan midas baininus. This midas baininus. Meaning this person, at least he takes in consideration, he's aware there's going to be Yom HaMisa. Avo midas Rishon Maksiv Esoyu Echo Yayin V'Nizbo Sheichor Oyo Kazeh Yom Mochor Maksiv. So what is it? These people are oblivious to death. Death is not even within their radar screen. Right? Hayom Kazeh Yom Mochor. Tomorrow will be the same thing. Maksiv Basrei Hatzadik Ovad Veinish Somalev. Hear this? 1 second. Hatzadik Ovad Veinish Somalev. The tzaddik is gone, and people don't even take notice of this. Kimnei Aro Nesef Hatzadik. Now the two pshatim in Rashi over here. You see Rashi? He says two pshatim. Kimnei Aro Nesef Hatzadik. One pshat he says that because Hashem doesn't want the tzaddik to be exposed to the suffering of the world, what HaKadosh Baruch Hu bring. So he takes the tzaddik, he shouldn't suffer. That's one pshat. The other pshat, Rashi says, why is it tzaddik ovad? Because if the tzaddik say he'll be mispalel, that the tzorah shouldn't come. So he shouldn't interfere to be mispalel. HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes the tzaddik, so he should be able to bring the roh. El yitzar odim tzibur. A person should be pained with the tzibur. Shkematzin Moshe Rabbeinu shetzir atzmo im tzibur shenemar v'ad Moshe kvedim. It says Moshe's hands were heavy. They sat on a stone. He couldn't sit on a cushion, on something which would soften, right? Person who's willing, even though you don't have to, but a person tzar himself matzibur. He will merit to see the nechama, the consolation of to the tzibur. Shema yomer oda mi made be. Who's going to be the one whether I did or did not? Avni beisu shalom koros beisu shalom mi'idimbo. Yeah, there's the stones of his house and the beams of his house will be the testament, the witnesses for this. Shenemar ki even mikir et tizak. The stone from the wall will scream out. V'kafis meitzi aneno. And the kafis, Rashi explains it, they would actually take a brick, half a brick, and they would wedge it between the beams just to fill in the crevices. The two malachim always accompany a person. They'll be the ones to testify how he conducted himself. Shenemar ki malachim yitzavaloch b'chitkom nishmosa shel odom. He made all of one's own neshama is made. Shenemar b'shucheves cheikecho shmor pischei picho. What lies in your chek, in your lap, will watch pischei picho. V'yesh omrim evor shel odom Moshe nemar atem edeinu Hashem kel emuna. Okay, stop. Kel emuna vein ovel. Moshe is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Kel emuna vein ovel. He's the faithful God. There's no iniquity. Kel emuna. What was kel emuna? Shem shenifrod min harishon lo lamabo afil avir kalo. As slight as the infraction may be, there's retribution in the world to come. She'osin kach nifrod min hatzibur lo mazel avir kalo she'osin. Identically, a tzaddik, he be whatever it is exceptional, He's going to pay the price in this world because the Kodesh Baruch Hu punishes the tzaddik in this world.
It seems to be the source for Shalom Aleichem. Is that correct?
What does that have to do with?
The two angels, the company.
Yeah, but that's before two companies.
No. Okay.
I'm not sure it's because there it says there's the company. It says one angel is a good angel and a bad angel.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's the same angels. Vein ovel. What is vein ovel? Kshem shem shalom schar el tzadikim lo babo. As a tzaddik receives schar in the world to come. Afil mitzvah kalo sheosin kach v'shalom socho l'rishoyim b'olam hazeh afil mitzvah kalo sheosin. So Rashi says why? Because it's mishal l'sonov al ponav lavido. Hakadosh Baruch Hu pays the tzaddik, the Russia in this world. Lavido should go into the oblivion in the world to come. Tzaddik v'yosheru. What's tzaddik v'yosher? P'tirah shel odom l'beis olomo omru. B'shas p'tirah shel odom beis olomo kol ma'asov niftoren lefonov. V'omrim lo kach v'kach osisav v'makom ploni b'yom ploni. You hear this? That one's whole life goes before him, and the actions say you did this and this in this location. Yeah, nifrot lefonov. V'omer hein. It's not hin hein. The yud is taken out. V'omer lo chasom v'chosem. They say sign on it. And he signs to confirm what they're saying is right. Shenemar biat kol odom yachtom. Everyone's signatures on it. Lo od el shematzte kol zadin. Not only that, he actually affirms that it's correct. Not only the action, the judgment was right. Vomer lohem yofid dantuni. Yeah, this vomer lohem. So evidently speaking to the Bezdin Shalmalo. He says to Bezdin Shalmalo, yofid dantuni kaimashin emar. Shmuel says a person fasts, he's called a chote, you're a sinner. Why? Because you're denying yourself. Where do you have a right to deny yourself? We're not talking about a tiny tzibur. Aleph. Nikra choteg. Yoshe b'tainis nikra choteg. Okay? Shenemar. V'chiper olov ma'ashechot ala nefesh. This is written by, we'll see, by a Nazir. It says, "V'chiper olav me'ashechot al nefesh chibezet nefesh choto zeh." What kind of nefesh? What he sinned? El shetziratz min hayayin, right? The Nazir. This is a Nazir became tomei, so he has to bring it. It says, "V'chiper al nefesh shechoto." V'alo dvarim kal v'chomer ma zeh shel tziratz ve'elo min hayayin. This person only denied himself wine. Nikra chote amatzar atzmi kol dover dover. Tinius, he's not eating at all, nothing, eating or drinking. He's definitely called a chote. This Shmuel. Reb Lozom in there, Nikra Kodesh. Person fast, he's called the Kodesh. Two extremes. Shenemar, Kodesh Yeh Gadol Pera Sarosho. He's considered Kodesh Yeh. Wait a second. Umazeh shel utziratz el midover echod. Nikra Kodesh. Hametzar atzmo b'chol dover al skam v'kamo. Right? Definitely he's called the Kodesh. That's Reb Lozer. So where's Shmuel? Ho ikri kodesh, hu agidul perakoi. You called the kodesh for leaving the hair that you didn't, but not for denying yourself food. It says in the pasuk he's called chotei. Ahu the soiv nabshe. This is because he actually contaminated himself. He wasn't careful. He allowed himself to be contaminated. How could the Rebbe Lozer says the person who fasts is called a kodesh? I vom Rebbe Lozer lolam yimo the odom atzmo kilu kodesh. A person has to make an evaluation that as if his intestines are holy. So by denying them, you're actually damaging something that's kodesh. Shenemar b'kirbucha kodesh lo ovu bir. HaKadosh Baruch says, I will not come to you shalaim shel mato, because you're not behaving yourself by denying yourself. So you see, you have to see your body as holy. You have a right to deprive your body with what it needs. If a person physically is strong, where the fasting will not detract from him, then he's kodesh. But if it's going to infringe on his health, then he's a chote. Then you're doing the wrong thing. Rish Loksham and Nikar Chosid. Rish Loksh's personal fast is called a chosid. Shenemar goimel nafsho ish chosid. So Rashi says from the word gemila, like vayigomal, when you wean a child from nursing, so it's weaned. So when a person is gomel nafsho, he weans his person from eating chosid. V'oche sheiro. And what's oche sheiro? So Rashi says sheiro comes from sheir boser. When you diminish your flesh, you call the chosid. Rashi has two pshatim in gomel. One pshat is like I just told you. Gomel means like vayigomal, by Yitzchok. Chega. he says, come on, biyomi gomel is yitzchok. Bipimori inami gomel loshin tigmo shemashel nafshel konig. That you gomel means you're giving your neshama to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's gomel, like you're paying a debt. You're paying. Okay. Omer Rav Sheshes Hai Bar Be'irav, the Yosef Betaniso, a young Talmud who fasts. Lechol kalba l'shiruso. You think you're doing a great thing. It's like you should give your portion to a dog. The food you didn't eat should be given to a dog. Meaning, see, he explains. Normally, a person fasts, it has value. But you know something? Your portion is going to the dog. So it's not a great accomplishment. What you left your food for. So Rav Sheshes is concurring with who? With Shmuel. That is called a chote. Omer Rab Yirmiyah Barabba in Taanis Siba B'Bavel. There's no such thing. The only fast we have in Bavel, Elo Tisha B'Av B'Av, meaning fasting, a 24-hour fast. We have the Chameshi Nuyim, that's only Tisha B'Av. In Bavel, Ein Taanis Siba B'Bavel. This is Rabbi Yirmiyah Barabba. Rabbi Yirmiyah Barabba Omer Ish Lokish, Ein Talmud Chochem, Rashoy Leisha B'Taanis, Memnei Shememai B'Lech Shamayim. Rabbi Yirmiyah Barabba says, name Rish Lakish, a Talmud Chochem is not permitted to fast because he can't function as well, even though it's in, because Rish Lakish said before a person fasts is called a Kodesh, a Chosid, even more than a Tzaddik. Tzaddik, the answer is you have to say either on the normal circumstances, but right, he says he's might, and before we're not talking about necessarily a Talmud Chochem. Ochlim Shosam Mishachar Sheikh. The Mishnah. That's what I'm saying. You have to say that. You have to say. Or you could say, before talking about an ordinary person, not a person which he's involved in learning. He does other things. So fasting, you're called a chosid. But if you're learning, full-time learner, and it actually takes away. There's known, Rabbi Levi Yitzchak Bar Vichov, that after Yom Kippur, he would sit down to learn Masechah Sukkah till he finished the Masechta. And only then did he say Avdolah, and did he break his fast. So physically, he learned fully involved, not as if it wasn't even noticeable that he had just fasted, and he was the Shlich Tzibur. He davened all the tefillas on Yom Kippur of Levi Yitzchak Bar Vichov. What about an individual who says, I will fast, and he didn't specify whether it's a tainis tzibur, the equivalent of, or just not to eat and drinking. Even if he ate all night, because again, what about lon betaliso? What about his lon betaliso? We'll see, which means, so Rashi will see in a moment, he fasted the previous day, and then he let the fast go into the following night. You got it? No, which means he kept fasting. No, not what happened. Now it comes the morning. When it comes the morning, Mike Sover Rafuna. Mike Sover Rafuna. That's Rafuna's statement. He had a question. What Rafuna says, he doesn't say Anenu and Shachris. What does it mean? Does he mean say Emisana L'Shos? Because since it's only an hour fast, hours, therefore that, Odilma Misana L'Shos, Misana L'Shos, Any Mispal Tfinas Tainis. Is it Pshat, it's not called fasting, or it's a fast, but it's not a fast which warrants to say Anenu. That's a Shaila. Omale Abai says to Rav Yosef, Log Sov Ravona Misana L'Shos. Misana L'Shos, Mispal Tfinas Tainis, both. So why over here did Rafuna say you don't say Tfilas Tainis? Shani Hochad Ika shows the Lele Lo Kabale Meikoro. Because here he just went over. He fasted from the previous day, and he continued fasting. Right. Marukva Ikolat Ginzak, the same Gemara in Avodah Zarah. There's a Shail and Girsa, whether it's Rashi speaking Rabbi Akiva or Marukva. Marukva Iklo Leginzak Boimine. They asked him a Shaila. Howard, you don't have to worry about this when you come to look at these kinds of questions. But Barukva, he was a great Amora, so when he came to Ginzak, Boimine, Misan L'Shos, Misan L'Shos. Lav Biyoda, he couldn't answer. Kankanim Shel Nochrim. Barrels that are made of Cheres, Rashi says, and they were used for wine. Asur Mutorin. Meaning, are you allowed to use them without kashering them? Well, we'll say, no, it's polate. No, it is polate. It is polate. So Rashi says, Lo Havi Biyodei. When Moshe officiated the first 7 days before Aaron took over, was installed, all three questions that he couldn't respond, Barukva. Ozav v'shol bei midrash. He went to ask a shayla. Omru lei hilsa misan l'shos himself tefillas tainis. Exactly as Rish Lakish said before, right? Rafuno that the halacha is misan l'shos, and you say aneinu. Hilsa kan kanim shel nochrim lachshneim v'sachodesh mutorin, without any kashering. Rashi says if it's within 12 months, then you have to have shinim, no irui. You have to have changed the water 3 days, right? But after a year, it just dissipates by itself. Bameh shimesh Moshe Rabbeinu kol zayim meilum b'cholok lovans. Now it's interesting. I always mention Shalom. Rashi Sikh learns not like the Shalom. Rashi Shalom says Moshe needed nothing. Cholok lov means just needed his flesh to be covered. Rashi says over cholok lovan shel prishton osi l'shem kach. Yeah, Rashi. Rashi says it was made specifically to officiate. I mean, according to the Shalom, that it wasn't necessary just had to cover his nakedness. What do you mean it was made specifically for that? It doesn't have to be made for that. From Rashi, it's mashma, not like the Shalom learns. Okay. So Rashi says it was talking about kli cheres, because the Rishonim and Avodah explain that if you have, if it's made of wood, the slats, so you have the wine, it goes in between the slats, and after a year, it's like powder. No. Here's the svarim belia. Belia, it dissipates. But if you have the actual wine and you have the dust, the powder from the wine, it's like rust. That you're not permitted. So there, you have to dismantle the barrel and you have to scrape off the residue that's on the surface. Okay. Further. No, it's not kashering. It's not kashering. No, this is yayin. This is specific yayin. There's only yayin by itself. Yayin by itself, after a year, is something specific regarding wine. That it evaporates, that not only that there's nothing, it's not even tam lefgam, it's nothing. There's nothing left in the walls of the kli after a year. Okay. Rav Kana Masdi kecholek lovon, becholek lovon she'en lo imre. It had no border. So Rashi says, because they could be choshim, then when he went to officiate, maybe he put some money there, he's stealing money. Yeah, they'll be choshim Moshe Rabbeinu. To that degree. When he officiated for the 7 days. Omer Rav Chizdo. Hode Amrit Misan L'Shos. When it says you fast for hours, Hu Shelo Tom Klum, Aro Erev. Yeah? That means it's not, let's say he fasts a few hours. That means he's not permitted to eat until nightfall. Omle by tiny small, you see. What are you talking about? So if he fasted until nightfall, it's not called the tiny shows. Yeah? Rav Chizda says, Misan L'Shos, but you have to continue fasting till Tzeitzah Chovim. So Abai says that's not called tiny shows. Lo tzricha dim lechem luchi. So he goes and answers Rav Chizda mean like this. Originally he was makabel to fast so many hours. So it comes out there was never a Kabbalah for the additional till nightfall. So that's not called tinus. It doesn't make this. But the only time tinus shows has a value of a tinus, that's only if actually he didn't eat that day. You're following? He changed his mind. He figures, look, I fasted so long, I might as well finish up the day in fasting. No, he's explaining. Tiny shows has value only if you ended up not eating.
So it's not like the end of the day. It's not tiny shows.
It is a tiny show. It's still called tiny shows because there was no Kabbalah for the whole day. So it's still classified as tiny shows. That's what he's answering Abaye.
Would they be talking about a 12-hour fast as opposed to 20?
No. 12-hour fast is a real fast. That's a whole day fast. That's not called tiny. That's not a tiny show.
That's not hours. That's what he's talking about.
No. Here it's. No, here he accepted only so many hours. Till Chatzos. He figured, I'm going till Chatzos, I go all the way. So what was the Kabbalah for? The Kabbalah was only a few hours.
Right.
So nevertheless, it has value. V'amar Rav Chizda called Tainish lo shokol of chamo lo shmei Tainis. That a Tainis where nightfall didn't come, it's not called a Tainis. Which is similar to what he just said now. Right? As we just explained. Meisei Achi Mishum Misaned Lo Mashlimim. It says the people who officiated they would fast and they wouldn't complete the fast. It wasn't, it should have the status of a fast. It was just to put themselves, because since the tzibur was fasting, they should also be mitzareh themselves together with the tzibur. Rashi explains. Where is it, Rashi? Rega. Achi mishum koram levim ovdim misanin kavkamia lo mashlimin levishin asukim beavoda ven yichol lahashlim alma avagav de'edu tzuri nafshi imat tzibur. Aval inu tainis lo lispal tfil sanenu v'lo lekovu olov chova klal kol shoshu rotz lechol ochel. Anyone of the mishmar, they're preoccupied. They were they were permitted to eat. Toshma, the Omer Ablozo, Reb Tzodek, Ani b'nei Borav Shel Sanov ben Binyamin. There were different shifts of people who gave money, who were b'chayiv when they were promised, where there was a gzero that they shouldn't have wood they didn't allow them to bring wood to the Beis Hamikdash. Pamachas chol Tisha B'av lios b'Shabbos v'dechin lachar Shabbos was a nidcher. V'saninu bo, we fasted, even though it was their day. What they brought, it's called the korban eitzim, which you're going to have later. V'lo shlimunu, we didn't finish up the tainis. So you see that even if you don't finish it up, it's called the tainis. It was Tisha B'av. So Ramar says, because since the tzibur itself was fasting, so therefore it wasn't right. But Mikar Adin, they were mechuyev because it was their Yom Tiv. Toshma. What? It was their Yom Tiv, because I told you, because it was their day to bring the korban eitzim. Because at one time when they didn't have, and they brought, so they were kovea certain families who originally supplied the wood for the Beis Hamikdash, that was their day. Shlosha Barokim Zman Atziv Kohanim V'Hom Ad Chamisha B'Ov B'nei Purish Asurabo B'nei Son of Yehi. So it was the 10th day, but since it was a nidche, so came out. It was on that day. So they Ma'aser Kovod L'Kacham L'Snadi V'Eitzim Lovi L'Marocho Shmir Zmano Mivino Osam Adlikin Osam Agabim Mizbeach V'Api Shehoyu Sham Shar Eitzim Harbe Mashenkeim B'Shar Misnadi Ein Misvarno Osam B'Zman Sheish Eitzim. Achem says Mnochus, Aminu, Misnad of Yitzhak, right? It is a tiny simmer. No, it turned out, no. It was the 10th. So he says it was Yom Tif. We'll see later. It was Yom Tif. It was the no. It's very good. During Bai Sheni, there was no such thing as a Tisha B'av. Right? It's clear this is being Lacha Chorban. For what I mean, during Bai Sheni, they didn't fast on Tisha B'av. So we're speaking, it was a nidche, came out on that day. When did it come out on that day? That's after the Chorban, right? We're going to have soon, the Gemara is going to say that if a person was Makabal at Tainis, before they declared a certain holiday, Megillus Tainis, then you're bound by your netter. But if it was afterwards, let's say the date is on the calendar already, and that person says, I will fast every Monday and Thursday for the year. So even though he said it, but because since it doesn't apply, he's not bound by the nether, because it's the calendar that it's a Yom Tov preceded his nether. It's the same idea here. Chazal already says the 10th of Av is the Yom Tov. So even though there's a Churban afterwards, the Churban doesn't override the thing. We'll see in a moment. But it's clear from the Gemara this is after the Churban. Right? Otherwise you can't talk about it was a Nidche. Tisha was Shabbos and it was a Nidche. Right? The whole discussion. It's after the Churban Abayis. 1 second. Toshma. Dom Rabbi Yochanan, Aho betainis at she'over lebeisi. A person, Rabbi Yochanan says, I will be in a state of tinus until I come to my house. So that's the tinus shows, right? So you see over there that he's going to eat. So but you said that you have to have shokol of achamo. And the Gemara says, no. Hosm shmuti nashmin nesiyahu. Dovad. The Nazi always wanted he should accept an invitation to come to his house. So he would go into say, I'm in a state of netter. I'm not permitted to eat. So, but the netter was only until he arrived at home. Even though from Rashi it's mashma not that way. Rashi says that he really could have broken the fast even before he got to his house. Take a look in Rashi. Shmuna meinusio. The lo lichvichinu lemechel b'hadayu shoyim mevake sheimenu shiochel imo. Hayom akein shlo lichvichinu lechol imo umiu lo havik tainis. Shema yerotze lechol yochel miyad ve'im nidro klum. You hear this? He could have eaten before. So what? He lied? Wasn't it a dvarm shebelev? So it should be a dvarm shebelev. It's hard to say where Rabbi Yochanan lied to. If you want to stay, it's a netter. Even though he said tiniest, it means a netter. I'm in a netter. I don't eat. until I arrived to him. Rashi says even before he arrived home, he was permitted to eat. Because it's not even a neder. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Omar Shmuel. Called Tanish lo kibbelov and bojom lo shmei tainis. You hear this? If you want a tais to be a tais from the previous day of Mincha, we'll see Mincha, you have to accept the tainis before Shkia. The Yosef Mai, what happens if you fasted and you didn't accept it? Omar Rabba Bar Shilo, Domil Mapucha Demal Yuziko. You hear this? It's like a bellows that's filled with air. Yeah, nothing has no value. No. Even Tainis Yochid doesn't have any value. No, Tainis Sibur, you don't need a Kabbalah by Tainis Sibur. Tainis Sibur, you don't need a Kabbalah. If like Shiva sometimes, what you have to accept before, you don't have to accept it before. Tainis Yochid, Tainis Sibur, the Gemara discussed before, is whether it's Chameshi Nuyim or it's just not eating and drinking. That's the meaning of Tainis Yochid in the Gemara until now. Right? That's a Tainis Yochid. We'll discuss this in a minute. The Gemara is talking at the end of the page. Okay? So, but if you're not makabel day before, you're like mapucha de mal yuzika. You hear this? Like you're a bag of hot wind, right? Someone's amos makabel. When does he have to accept it? The day before. Rava b'mincha. Yeah, mincha means mincha time, right? Shmuel Lamba b'tfilas mincha. When we make the bakosha l'kanit l'shnimura, there, that's where you state it. Omer Rav Yosef kavosid shmu mistavro. It's more mistav like Shmuel. You have to be makabel not in mincha time, but in tfilas mincha. When you finish the chsiv megillas tainis, lohen. What's the hay here? Forget. 2 seconds. Yeah, lohen kol inish dais diyesi alui bikadmonas dona yiyaser. Yeah, a person who had accepted parshas before, mikadmis dona yasi, he's bound. My love, yasatz mitzilo. Let's see Rashi here. Gil's Tainus l'sofa yobim tov ma'aksum b'gil's Tainus ksiv kadmis dona yasi le'el minei toni elun yomi di lo l'sanovo. It says these days you're not permitted to fast. Kol inish di yaisi alui Tainus kodams dona lefnei elu yom tovim. What about a person says a person already accepted to fast previously? I will fast every Monday and Thursday. So he accepted before, and now the day comes. Person for the next 10 Mondays I'm not fasting. I will fast next 20 Mondays, and one of those Mondays turns to be one of these holidays in Megillas Tainis. Yiyasa b'tzilo. It says b'tfilo. Yes, let's get back to the Gemara. So Yasa means he's bound. So the Gemara understands, what does Yasa mean? My love, Yasa Atzmo, Pitzilo, in Shmon Esrei. Pitzilo means in Tfilo. Gemara says, no, Yasa Atzmo. As long it means a netter. As long as he made the netter, it's enough. He does not be in the Tfilo. Yeah? Pligibo, right? Lo Yasa Atzmo. Excuse me. My love, Yasa Atzmo. Pitzilo, lo Yasa Atzmo. Pligibo, Reb Chiyov, Reb Shim Rebbe. This issue, which we have before, is a machlokas. Rav and Shmuel is a machlokas, Reb Chia and Reb Shimon Rebbe. Charoma Yaser. V'charoma Yeser. One says Yaser means in Tefillah. The other one says no. You just make it like it's Oser. Mandi Masker Aminon Lamandi Omar. Lamandi Omar Yaser Aleph. Yeah, Bishul Mandi Yaser Kedaminon. Mandi Omar Yeser Maihi. What is it? If it's yes, what is the meaning? The Tanya Mikla says to call Inish the Yaisi Alui Bikadmoris Dono Yesor. Ketzad. What does it mean? Yochid Shekibelov Sheni V'Chamishi. Shal Kol Hashana Kula. Person said he's not going to eat every Monday, Thursday for the year. So he doesn't have to say Sheni again. Because if it's the whole year, it's understood, correct? The Iru Ben Yom Tovim, the Chasub Megillas Tainis, it came out that one of the Mondays or Thursdays is Yom Tiv. Im Nidro Kodim L'Gzei Rasenu. If the net proceeded before we legislated the Yom Tiv, right? Yevatel nidrus gzeirasenu. So the neder overrides the Yom Tov. He fasts on that day. Vim gzeirasenu kodemes linidro. What about when he made the neder, the Yom Tov already was on the calendar? That tevatel gzeirasenu was nidro. Ton rabbonon. Ad mosei ochel v'shoseh. No, sir. So it's no raya. It's no raya, right?
No, the only issue is because if there was a rental that he said before, he can't pay it.
Right.
Yes, he can, which means that as long as he makes the Kabbalah at the beginning of the year, I'm not going to Sheni goes on the first Sheni of Chamishi, that's it. He doesn't have to make every Sheni of Chamishi.
No. That's not a problem. Our shiloh is, do you make the Kabbalah in Shemon Esrei or Zman Mincha? But the first time you make that Kabbalah, it's all the way down the road. Yeah, but when? Let's say a person make Kabbalah at nighttime. It's not good. It has to always be Zman Mincha. Either Zman Mincha or Tfilas Mincha. Nobody ever considered any of the... No, that nobody disagrees on that. Nobody's arguing that. Rashi says, Avi Yasa B'tzilo, the Mashma, Dafka. Yeser means it has nothing with Shemon Esrei. Dafka Kedamini, Mekabel B'tfilas Mincha, Eini Lolo, Eli Yeosa the Mashi, Yeosa Lecho, Yeosa Eli Tainius, Dann bein Tfila, bein Shlo B'tfila. Mahi? Kedotan Yochshik B'lev Tainius, Shedim Chamisha, Kol Shano Kol Lomad B'dvar Shemrayim, Im Nidro Kodim L'Gzerasei, Lo Shno bein Tfila, but yeah, it says Im Nidro. So we sing it, we're calling it a neder. We're not talking it in the Shemon Esrei. Okay, further. Tana about Admose Ochel V'Shose. Achiyale Abu Rashacha Divrei Reb Lezer Reb Shimon. Divrei Rebbe. Right? It says you permitted a regular tainus when the Yechidim fast, they fast when? Or even when the afterwards. When 3 fasts pass, the times fast, and even the tzibur starts fasting. It says the first fast they're permitted to eat until when? It says in the Mishnah, Ad Mosei Ochel V'Shos Ad Shel Morashach Div Rebbe. Rebbe Lezer Reb Shimon Ad Kros HaGever. It's not a Morashach, it's Kros HaGever. So Rashi said, what's Kros HaGever? Afil Pam Rishona Komar, Kim Nekoma Gabi Yotzi Yechidi Belaylo, Sedi Yuma. Achi Shalish. Kros HaGever is earlier in the night. It's like the night is divided into three watches. Kros HaGever means until when they normally call this has to do with the Chumas Adeshin. How does he explain Kros HaGever? Over there, Yossi. The first watch. When we say it's effective then, that's only if he's still in the middle of the Suda. Right? That's only if he... He's permitted to eat until that point. Yeah, what he says Abai. Meaning, but let's say you finish your meal. Let's say you finish your meal 11 o'clock at night. After you say Birchas Hamazon, you're not permitted to eat anymore. No. This is the Yechidim. This is the day fast. When it says you're permitted to eat at night, that's only as long as it's still in the Suda. Once the Suda finishes, the day fast is already in effect, even though it's nighttime still. Okay? So Mar says, Esei Rovo. It says, Gomar v'omad hareze oichel. It says, even if you finish the Suda, he got up already, he continues eating. So you see clearly that even Gomar Sudoso, he continues eating. Hosam Shlusilik, meaning they still left it, in those days they used to eat on like a small table. They didn't remove the table yet. So even though he benched, but since he left the table place, that indicated he wants to continue to eat. That's only if he didn't go to sleep. This is what we discussed before. Let's say you went to sleep. Once you go to sleep, and that's the way we rule halacha, and we'll see in a moment, and he didn't have in mind to get up to eat early, then the fast is, even if he gets up now in the middle of the night, he's not permitted to eat. The tinus already is in place at that point. It says explicitly in the Braiso, right? Hareze ochel, gimel. Excuse me, beis. Eisei Abaye ochal v'omad hareze ochel. It says he's yoshein. Hareze ochel hosem b'misnamnim. You know when it says he wants to, it doesn't mean he wants to. He dozed off. What is misnamnim? What do you mean doze? What's called dozing? You know, you got the shiri snoring awake, right? That's why the other people are not asleep. because you don't let somebody else sleep, Howard. You got it?
But we're talking about nighttime. What do you say dozing off? It's nighttime. It's going to sleep. Why would you say dozing unless it's during the day?
No, he went to bed, but he didn't fall asleep fully.
At night also.
At night, he's in bed. You go to bed, and then your wife calls to you, and when you're half asleep.
Okay.
That's the case. When you're half asleep, that's when you can continue eating. But if you're out cold, right?
You wake up 8 hours later.
Not 8 hours, 5 minutes later.
5 minutes later.
You can't eat anymore.
Okay.
What is that? Okay. So he says, Hosam misnamni, hechidam misnamni, on Ravashi, nim velo nim, tir velo tir. What does that mean? So Tosas explains this at the beginning. He's like asleep and not asleep, and he's awake and he's not awake. What is that? The Kori Levoni. If you speak to him, he responds. Velo yadi aduri sver. But if he asks anything that it takes any type of comprehension, that he can't. Later, when you remind that you spoke to him when he was in that state, he remembers that you spoke to him or you told him something. So it's a semi-conscious state. So if he's semi-conscious, you come back awake, then you can continue eating. But he went into a sleep where it's beyond this point, then he can't continue eating. What if it's Aduri Sor when he's fully awake? Okay, a good question. Omer Rav Kana, Omer Rav. Rav Kana says name of Rav. Yochid shekibel olav tainis osur b'nilas asando. Hear this? Because evidently, what does tainis mean? It means tainis sibor. Tainis sibor is like Tisha B'Av. You're not permitted to wear shoes. Why? Because chayshida shema tainis sibor kibol leg. Because maybe when he said tainis, he meant tainis sibor. Yes, the he himself doesn't know. Heichid love it. So what should he do? That he should prevent this, right? He has to be more specific. Omer Rabba Bar Rav Shilo. Omer Rabba Bar Rav Shilo. Leimochi lemocha ho lefonech b'tainis yochid. So if he's he says tainis yochid. Tainis yochid means just you're limited to eating and drinking. So therefore, he's permitted to wear shoes. Amri le Rabbanon le Rav Sheshes hokachizinu Rabbanon mesaimi misanayu. We'll see. Rav Sheshes held that there is a tainis sibur b'Bavel. So he says he saw these chachomim, they're wearing shoes on a tainis. Yeah, so they came and they reported to Rav Sheshes. V'osil beit tanisei, and they came with shoes to the location where they were observing the tainis. Ikbid, so Rav Sheshes, he was mocked with Rav Sheshes. V'omlo dilma mechel nami ochel. Maybe they're rejecting the tainis. Maybe they're also eating these people, these chachomim. So Rashi explains because Rav Sheshes holds yesh tainis sibur b'Bavel. These chachom they held like Shmuel that ain't tainis sibur b'Bavel. So therefore, even if whenever they would declare a tainis in Bavel, what was the degree of limitation? Only eating and drinking. So therefore they were permitted. Rav Sheshes disagreed. When they declared tainis, what does tainis mean? It means tainis sibur. Abai v'rova ma'ayli ki misaimi apanso. They would come in, they would wear their, what does he explain? Apanso? Rashi says something in Laz. They would wear their pirish bimino, she'ain shulayim, right? The upper part there was no sole on it. They only wore the shoe. No. There was no sole. There was no bottom to it. So what was the value? Because they should look like they're wearing shoes, but factually they weren't. Mereim marzutra mechalfi dimidin l'smol demida. They were it's the equivalent of not wearing shoes. Yeah, they wore the right on the left and left on the right. That's the way. What, a panzo? Tosa says not. Tosa says she'en bo shilayim. Shulayim. Lo Shulayim, that's Tosus. Okay? Rabbanon dvei Ravashi nafki be'uchayu. Excuse me. Rabbanon dvei Ravashi nafki ki urchayu. Here, they would go like normal. What does that mean? They wore their regular shoes. Sovar ki hod Shmuel, because they followed Shmuel's position. Right? Ain't tainis sibur b'Bavel. So when they declared tainis, what does a tainis mean? Even a tainis sibur, it means not to eat and drink like we hold. Ela b'Tisha B'Av l'vod. So therefore, when they went out kurchayu. They went out as they normally go out. Omar Rav Yehuda Omar Rav. Rav Yehuda says name of Rav. Lo v'odem tanisu pareya. That a person could borrow. I mean, let's say you accepted to fast so many days, and it came for that day. For some reason, you're not able to fast. You could say, well, I'll make up that fast some other day. You can eat on that day and. Can't read the comment to Shmuel. So when Rav Yehuda Omar Rav said this, he says, when I said it over to Shmuel, Amali v'chi neder kibul alei lo sagi lo mishlo mitzuri navshi. Excuse me. Lo sag lo b'shalim. Litzuri navshi kobalei litzur motzi litzari navshi. O lo mitzari lo motzi lo mitzari navshi. Excuse me. Ilo mitzari navshi. Ilo motzi lo mitzari navshi. So originally it says v'chi neder kibul alei. What's the Aleph? Where's the Ranchberg here? No, which means the way you understand it means it's not he was mekabel to fast at Taanis, but only mitzar himself. So if he could be mitzar himself, fine. If not, not. Because he's saying that if he was mekabel at Taanis, there's no way he could cancel the day and say I'll make it up some other time. So that's what he said again. V'chineder kibul alei lo sagi. The lo mishlim. Is it possible he shouldn't fulfill it? So what's the answer? L'tzuri navshi kibul alei. He only accepted himself, not the official Taanis. Right. Imotzi b'tzar navshei. Ilo motzi b'tzar lo b'tzar navshei. Imotzi b'tzar navshei. If he's able to pain himself, he pains himself. Ilo motzi lo b'tzar navshei. If he's not able, he doesn't. Ikadiyami Omer Rav Yehuda Omer Rav. Another version of what? Same thing. He said over to Shmuel, lo v'odem tanisu pareya. Either come to Shmuel malei pshito. Right? Lo yele neder. He says it's understood. Would you tell me over the name Rav is understood? Neder noah. Milo motzi boy l'shlumei. It's understood. Umezel l'mocher yom achrina. When he made the net originally, he didn't mean specifically. I accept. This is the way it's explained. Shulchan Aruch. Person says this year I'm going to fast 20 fasts. See, initially he didn't designate days. Then afterwards he says the day is going to be next Monday. Something came up, he can't fulfill that Monday. Then he could push it off to another day. Yeah? But if, let's say, a person says, every Monday and Thursday I'm going to fast this year, then you're bound to that day. Yeah? If you say 20 days or 10 days, whatever it is, and then you designate a day, then the day could be moved. But if initially at the time that you make the netter, it's specifically certain days, then those days cannot be moved. No, no. I mean, if for whatever you don't, but you're not permitted to push it off. It's not lova. Here, lova means lechatchila, you're able to push it off. No, I said 20, then I realized I have a bris, whatever it is, right? So then you could cancel it. No, normally you can't cancel it if you have. If he said every Monday I'm going to fast this year, there's a bris. You know, you're bound by a netter. Rav Yeshua Bereidu Ravidi Ikulu Be Ravasi Ovdla Igla Tilsa. They made him a very fancy type of calf. It was the third calf of its mother, which means it's the better quality calf. Ombrele Lito Marmidi, so they said to Rav Yeshua Bereidu Ravidi, "No, we prepared this for you." Omar Lahu Betanisi Asivna. I said, I can't. I'm in a state of fasting. I can't eat it. Omrele Velozev Marvelifra. So push it off, no problem. Lifra, you make it up. Losava lemar lohodi Omer Rav Yehuda Omer Rav lova odem taniso uperea Omer Amalu tanis chalom. No, it's not one of those. It's not a tiny. I didn't fast. I didn't accept just a fast. I had a bad dream, and therefore I have to be in a state of fasting. V'Omer Rabba bar Rav Chasya Omer Rav Cham bar Guya Omer Rav. Yeah, this is more brachos also. V'Omer Rabba bar Rav Machasya Omer Rav Chama bar Guya Omer Rav. You offer tainis lechalom keishel in ores. You hear this? That when you fast for a bad dream, it's like taking a straw and igniting it with fire. It destroys it. And how soon do you have to fast? On that day itself. The day that you have the dream itself, that's the day that you have to have the fast. Therefore he says, I can't take the Igla Tilsa. There's no, you can't, it's no pushing off. Vomer Rav Yosef filu b'Shabbos. A person that's not even to fast on Shabbos. My takante. So, and how do you correct the wrong that you did? Because you're not permitted to fast on Shabbos. Leisif tanis l'ten, say. You have to fast a fast to make up for fasting on Shabbos. Because you need a kapara. Yochel Lisanos she's battled Tsar Gufo. It's interesting, Rashi says. What was Afil B'Shabbos? Yochel Lisanos she is batel Tsar Gufo. What does that mean? No, but what? Because the worry. No, because it says times is you can't push it off. No, so it could actually come to fruition. Let's say he dreams somebody else is going to die, not himself. The halach is he fasts on Shabbos. He fasts on Shabbos. What's Tsar Gufo? He's shaken up. He's Titus comes only when you're shaken up by a dream, right? Like it says, Ogum Olav Nasho. He's totally consumed with it. He's pained by it. He's worried. So you see something interesting in Rashi. I mean, read Mishnah Berurah says it's not by Taanis. The halacha is if a person, let's say, is not feeling well, can't eat on Shabbos. Say, well, there's only Shabbos. You have an option. No, the halacha is you don't. If eating is going to make you feel sick, right? Then that's not what Shabbos. On Yom Tiv, it's there's a mitzvah to eat. Has nothing to do with oneg Shabbos. Shabbos the chiv is to be in a state of oneg. A person doesn't feel well, he can't eat, he feels sick. That's not oneg Shabbos. So the same thing of it, because he's tsar gufa to eat, that itself is not going to relieve his pain. It's only if he's fasting then he's relieved.
So we consider that you have to declare the fast in order to make it a fast. Otherwise, you just
That's Omen That's Omen Aleph.
you wake up Shabbos morning. I'm asking. So what do you say? Do you say when you make that fast? What happens?
Taanis Chalom. You're asking on Taanis Chalom when you have a bad dream.
So what do you do?
Evidently, here it's L'tzuri Nafshi. It's not because it has to have a status of a fast, right? That you see clearly here. I mean, it's a good question. If every fast is only a fast, even Kabul from the day before, he has a bad dream that night, he fasts the next morning.
So this is
It wasn't the Kabul of it. This is L'tzuri Nafshi. This is purely to be a state in pain. Being in a state of pain, that's sufficient. He says Aneinu Shmakoleinu, not as a separate bracha. You do say Aneinu. Even though you can't say the nusach, some tani say nu, you can't say. It's a question, it's not simple. It's machluk Shishon whether you do. Yeah, this Surah.
It happens to be the result of the fast to relieve your, but it's not doesn't have the characteristics of the family. You're not eating
Overweight level nenu, right? We said you had Yechidim first fast 3, then ordinary people fast 3, right? If it doesn't rain again. What about overweight level nenu? Let's say you had 6 Tanesim already passed, 3 for the Yechidim, 3 for the masses, and it still didn't rain. Lo nen, they weren't answered. Bezdin goes and Gimel Taneis Acherus Al Tzibur. They decree, Bezdin decrees another 3 Tanesim, Ochem Shosim Bojom, but this is already a little more serious. They can eat and drink from the night before, the day. Vasur b'melocha b'rechitza b'sicha b'dilas asandol tashamito no esamerchotzos. Close down the bathhouses during these days. Avru elav lo nenu goes in alein ocheva. You have another 7. Shein yud gimel tainus al tzibur. So the tzibur now has what? 13. You had 3 and 3, and now you have another 7. It's 13. Harayel Yisrael Rishonos. So what's the difference between these? If you're ready, what's it called? The second 3 of the tzibur was like the equivalent of Tisha B'Av. So these 7, what do we add to these 7? Right? Harayel Yisrael Rishonos Shebel Masrin V'Non L'Sachanuyos. Here you blow the shofar, Tkiya Trua Tkiya, and also you close the stores. Before we only closed the merchatzos, the bathhouses. B'Sheni Matin Im Chashecha. Towards evening on Monday, you open up the stores so people should be able to buy food. Towards evening. Ubechamishi mutorin minekvor yom tov. Go to Shabbos. You're permitted. Avru elu v'lo nenu. What happens if already the 3 of the 7? Avru elu v'lo nenu. Matim masumaton bebinyon ubedetir be'ersim nesuin. Even the 7 passed. 13 passed. They still didn't happen. You do less business. You don't build. You don't plant. As if you're already, you're disenfranchised by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. v'yordu bo taiger rechitza v'sicha v'tashemito. No. Once that goes, they don't burden the people any longer. It says, "Haychidim chozim misar yetze nisan till right? Yotze nisan v'yardu." We had earlier what it meant. Yotze nisan. Remember, because if it's after nisan, it's a klola, right? So yotze nisan doesn't mean yardu v'yardubu. So how do you read? Tainug. I have the word tiny by me. No, I skipped. Yotzid v'yordug sham sim klol shnema halo ktsir chit vayom. Right, it's a disaster because it's time of harvesting. So it's too late already for the rain. 1 second. Yeah, bishlam kulu isbu tainuk. Right, bishlam kulu isbu tainuk rechitz sich v'tashamito avo blocha tzaru. Right. The others make sense, but whatever. Omrav Chist, Omrav Yimri, Barabo, Omar Kro, Kichu Tzom, Kiru Atzeres Atzoro. Yeah, so it says you should declare a fast, you should call a withholding, Isu Zakenim, Katzeres. Matzeres Asura, Osur Basis Mlocha. Atzeres means Shavuos. Avtainis Osur Basis Mlocha. Ima Atzeres Miurto, Avtainis Na Miurto. No. Amar Abzerul di partially Monday Rabbi Kalatsky Omakro Isu Zakenim. Dumi Rasiv Zakenim. Masiv Zakenim Bayom. Avsomnami Biyom. This is all asmachta. Veim Mitiaro. Shifra Avidi Messiah Leilafuna Dami Mitzafro Kenufya. Maybe it's already when the day passes. No, he says no. We say the morning is the time of gathering. Hechi Avdi Amar Abai Mitzafra at Palga Diyoma Mainina Bemili Damaso. How do they conduct themselves? From morning until half of the day, they review Mili Damasa, the behavior of the community. Kanveluch Riva Diyoimo, Karina Besifro, Vaftarta, they read a Sefer Torah in Sefer Torah. Mikanveluch, Binirach Mishim Vikumo, Al Omdom Vikru Besefer Torah Hashem Elokayim, Revias Hayom, Revias Misvadim Mishtachvim Lashem Elokayim. Okay, to be continued.